Okay, so we're starting on the floor and we're going to take this ball and put it between the knees so we have a little bit of reference. You can use that to squeeze as you do your exhale. So I want you to just get your hips heavy on the floor, rib cage nice and heavy on the floor, and you can start doing just a gentle like a ha sound when you do your exhale, just to help get these low abs to come on. So getting the hair out of the way, making sure your head is comfortable on the floor. Let's put one hand between the hip bones, one hand on the low ribs here. And I want you to inhale, thinking of expanding like a balloon. So all areas of the rib cage, belly and down into the pelvic floor, expanding together. Let the pressure push down into the pelvic floor like a passive bearing down sensation. And then as you exhale, can you start that from between the hip bones? Give the ball a little squeeze, a little pelvic floor lift, and imagine a zipper coming between the hip bones, and then you're zipping up through the middle of the abs until you get to the rib cage here, which should melt down to the floor. So we're going to keep holding just a little bit of this tension in the low abs that we've generated here with the exhale. So now when we inhale again, we're going to try not to breathe into the belly so much. We're going to try to breathe side, front, back of the ribs, and like sending the pressure down the back of the body into the pelvic floor. So inhale. Letting everything expand. And then exhale, little ball squeeze in between the knees here, little pelvic floor lift, like the zipper. Coming through and trying to get those ribs to melt down to the floor. And remember, we're trying not to squeeze these upper abs here. We're thinking of this coming from the bottom up as we exhale all the air out. So what I want you to start doing now is the waterfall inhale. So we're going to think of inhaling a little bit, pause, and then inhale a little bit more, pause, and then inhale all the way, expanding the rib cage as much as we can. And then when we exhale, again, from the bottom up, all of the air out. So we're going to do that again. Let's go inhale, little pause. Inhale, pause, and then one more time, inhale. Back of the ribs, side of the ribs, letting some pressure push down to the pelvic floor. And then just hold it for a few seconds until your body says it's time to exhale, and go from the bottom up. All the air out. Checking in as well when you get that last bit of air out, that you're not going right here with this upper ab gripping and pushing the belly up again. So we really want to think of that from the bottom up, squeezing the toothpaste out of the tube. Let's do 2 more in a row. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause. See if you can allow the pressure to go down to the pelvic floor. Hold the inhale, keeping everything nice and big. And then when you need to exhale, from the bottom up. Those deep abs right down in the pelvic floor, from the internal obliques coming and attaching to the rib cage, melting that rib cage down towards the floor. And just checking again around the neck, around the shoulders, that everything is staying relaxed. We want to keep the inhales here very gentle. So if you start to notice you're going and pulling air in using the neck muscles. Really try to let that go. Let's do one more. Check in with the hips. Make sure they're nice and heavy on the floor. Glutes relaxed. Tummy relaxed as you start the inhale. So inhale, pause. Inhale. Inhale one more time, silently through the nose. And exhale when you're ready from the bottom up. Keeping that mid back connected to the floor. All the air out.